Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Backpacktrader trading room for Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. Excuse me, I'm a little bit hoarse. I'm recovering from a mild flu bug. And I'm still waiting for one of my charts to load, so things are going a little bit slowly right now. But let's take a quick look at what has been going on crude. Actually, the market's just open, so we'll take a quick look at this, and then so crude picks up. The short at 902.34 on my chart goes to target, picks up target 1 and a 1-tick break even on the trailer. So that's a quick one and done there. Good morning, Miles. I'm going to assume that my O is good. On the YM, looks like we have a short right at the open. And as I said, things are moving slowly this morning. So short on the YM. Unleaded picked up first the short at 908. And that looks like it definitely triggered in and took a full stop. And my data box isn't working right now either, so I have to wait for the last chart to finish loading. But that trade went on to hit target 1, target 2, and a nice trailer. Actually, hitting target 2 and a trailer at, looks like 1858, probably. For a one-done session on unleaded as well. And the YM hitting money management and target 1. So that will be a one-and-done session on the YM. The Russell looking for picking up its first trade with the short. Success so far, 35.97 for the YM stop at the moment. Quick action this morning. My chart on pound Aussie picked up the long for a full stop out. Trade today called the long at 87.31, which is considerably higher than my entry. And never got there, so that trade canceled. And so looking for the next trade on the pound Aussie. And the YM's starting out. So that's a one and done. Okay, Vicky asking a question on today's Catapult HO trade, and I don't have a Catapult HO chart set up. Your price was already, well, actually I may have I probably won't be able to set it up until things finish loading here. Looks like all the charts are loaded except that soybeans chart. I'm still waiting for everything to finish up on the initial load. If the price moves too quickly to pick up, I take it that was a break move on the break-even stop, Vicky. What I would suggest is when you hit the break-even point, you should know what your trade plan rules are and know where your break-even stop is going to move to, and that you should move that as soon as it hits break-even. That's something that we actually don't talk about a whole lot, but we do typically move the stop on break-even just as soon as the break-even, whatever the break-even stop setting is, we'll move to that just as soon as the criteria is met for that. It won't wait till the end of a bar, even though the calculator won't move the stop until bar close. You'll go ahead. You want to go ahead and move your stop. Usually, as soon as that happens, just to prevent the kind of thing you're talking about. There are a couple of ways to handle it if you don't. If you wait for the calculator to plot the stop, then and that's just on the when it goes to break even. Yes, that's correct. That's what what we've been typically doing in the trade room ever since we started. We don't wait typically, with very few exceptions. We don't wait until bar close to move the break even stop. And never really have. We don't focus on that, but that's been the way we've traded the break even stop all along. Once we start trailing, yes, we do wait for bar close, but the break even stop will move intra bar. So I hope that helps answer your question there. Looks like the Russell is kind of looks like a Russell took a full stop. And now in the second short. And approaching money management on the short. So crude, unleaded, the YM are all POQ. My YM chart is the Spotlight YM. Yeah, that would be the way to avoid that, Vicky, is when you hit the break even point, then you go ahead and move the stop to whatever your break even is, and it's not necessarily entry plus one, but in most cases that's what it is. I haven't made any switches to Catapult at this point yet for my own trading, and the Russell hitting money management on this trade. It looks like heading for target 2. 64.1 for the current stop. Because primarily with my travels, I haven't had a chance to do enough testing on Catapult to make a transition. 63.1 for the Russell stop. Now 62.6 for Russell stop. And as soon as I can get the chart to respond to me. 61.8 now. There we go. And it has hit target too. 61.3. Okay, we did not hit money management, so that was a full stop on the first trade. And now both the YM and the Russell making downward moves. And we're about 15 minutes ahead of the only real news today, which is Fed Chair Powell's testimony at 10 o'clock. And it looks like I have a new long set up on the pound Aussie. Yeah, but the problem is I need all the windows that I have open. I don't necessarily need all the windows I have open in Firefox, but the problem is I can't close those without losing where I am on a lot of those. And the streaming site Lightstream is also that, and streaming to YouTube is placing a fair load on the machine as well. And the pound Aussie trade has triggered in. Okay, nice short trade. Long, then another stop out long. That short should have gotten you positive on the Russell if you're trading that on Spotlight. All right, not a whole lot to talk about then. So we can now have 4 charts that are POQ. Don't know what soybeans has done this morning because that still hasn't loaded yet. And in a long trade on the pound Aussie. One thing you have to be aware of with moving stops is what's the bar close going to happen? When's the bar close going to happen? Because if your bar size will have your bar coming back and putting you in a negative situation before the stop actually moves, you definitely want to be proactive with your stops. If the bar won't come far enough to move or to make you negative before it gets back to the stop, then you can wait for the stop move. But you just got to be aware of that and decide how you're going to handle it. But for the most part, moving stops when your break-even point is hit is the preferred method. Because that does, especially if you've got a case where especially a 5-minute chart or a range bar that where the range will bring the value back below break even before the bar closes, then you definitely would would certainly want to highly consider moving the stop as soon as the trade hits money. It's the money management level that would cause it to go to break even. And traded day traders have picked up a long on the pound Aussie 87.02, which is the same as my trade. Looks like it's exactly the same trade, the same stop, the same entry. Break even. Money management is the same. And we are at 10 o'clock. So that opens our 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. crude oil mini session. All right. Appears things have slowed down considerably. It could be my charts as well, but I get the feeling that things have just slowed down quite a bit. Troy has announced the dates for the Catapult Advanced Gold camp for the most recent energies and grains TA trade assists modules for those with the Catapult Advanced Gold subscriptions. And the grains part 2, that one will be Thursday at 9 a.m. So I will not be running the room on Thursday. I will be attending that training. And next Tuesday, October the 5th, that'll be the Catapult Advanced Gold is this Thursday, the 30th. And next Tuesday, October 5th, is part 2 of the Catapult Grains boot camp. Also at 9 a.m., so no trade room that day. As things stand at the moment, I will probably be doing the session tomorrow as Troy prepares for the boot camp on Thursday. But we will be running tomorrow, so drop by and say hello. No, Thursday at 9 Eastern, Don. 9 a.m. Eastern. No, I believe it's going to be on GoToWebinar. Troy, there's a registration link. An email went out on that one, I believe, last week that has a registration link in it. You need to register and you'll get a link to join. And then an email went out Monday, I believe, for the Grains Part 2 that has a registration for that in it. So for those that have purchased the Catapult Grains module, you should have gotten that on Monday. And those in Catapult Advanced Gold should have gotten an email, as I say, one day last. I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday. I went back and looked at it. Yes, that's correct, Vicki. This Thursday and next Tuesday, both at 9 a.m. Eastern. Check your spam folder or whatever for all right, let's do it this way. There is the micro ES this morning. That actually looks like that would be a valid trade. So that's a pretty big trade and has hit target 1 this morning for the 8:35 Central 9 Eastern mini session on the micro ES on Catapult. All right. Either my data is stuck, or which is quite possible this morning. But not really a whole lot else to talk about. I haven't got, with my flu bug this weekend, I didn't get computer time to set up catapult charts. But we will finish on catapult over the next two boot camps, and hopefully by a week from Thursday, I'll have some catapult charts in my workspace. All right. Check your emails for the registration for those two boot camps if you're interested. Or if you haven't got the gold catapult advanced gold subscription for the trade assist modules, or if you are interested in getting in on catapult grains, send Troy a message. Troy at backpacktrader.com. And he will direct you to the right place. Troy is over in Europe at the moment. I believe through the end of October is what I was told. And yesterday he was having some monitor connection issues, so he's working on getting an additional monitor and see if he can work out his connection issues. So he will be all set for Thursday. No, he's not moving to Europe, Don. He's still got his family is still in the Napa area. He's still got a son in school. I believe his daughter's in college now, but his wife and son are still in the Napa area. I believe he's working with the programmer at Pecunia Systems on possibly a new strategy. So we shall see. Pecunia Systems is, of course, the parent for the FX Synergy trade manager for the workspace is actually, I've got what's 1, 2, 3, 6, I think about 8 windows on the display screen that have individual, and each window has some individual tabs in it. But the work now, are you working with NinjaTrader? See, I'm projecting NinjaTrader. If you're working in TradeStation, then actually anytime I have a tab, you basically would set up a new window. And if each of my display windows would be a window for you as well. Whereas NinjaTrader, I can, for associated charts, I often will set those up within a tab. Some of those tabs there are my volume charts, so I can check volume on when it's time to roll trades over. Okay, this is NT8. So basically, yeah, you just set up the chart. You can set up the individual chart windows that I'm showing, and we can look over what I use. It's fairly simple. What I've got here is this is the Russell, and I have the second. And today is not a good day to do it because my workspace still hasn't completely loaded. So I think maybe do this. We can go through my workspace a week from Thursday when I'm back in. Oh shoot! I didn't want that. I think I may have just crashed it. While I would prefer to put the data box over on the right side of the screen, the way Ninja handles it when I maximize the charts, it pulls the full screen. So if I left the data box on the right edge of the right side of the screen, it brought the current the right edge of the chart. So that's why I set my data box on the left hand side of the screen. But I just leave it as always on top, so it remains in view. It just doesn't cover up the most recent part of the chart. Most of the tabs that you see are by volume charts. And I'll be glad to show you my volume comparison template at that point. remind me next Thursday, which will be the next time I'm in the room other than tomorrow, but tomorrow will be a little bit shorter morning session, and of course we have the crude oil inventory report at 10:30 Eastern time tomorrow. So I will run the morning session till about 10:15, 10:20, and then we'll switch. Then I'll close that down and open up a new stream for the crude oil inventory session. So we won't have quite as much time to go over that kind of things. So that's why I say let's hold that until next Thursday. But remind me and come next Thursday, and I'll try to go through how I had this set up. Now the colors that I'm projecting are somewhat custom. They basically are set the same as Troy's, so that our charts match as much as possible from TradeStation to NinjaTrader. So they're not necessarily the default colors that you get with the NinjaTrader version. Looks like I'm going to have to shut things down and restart to get this cleared up. So unless there are other questions this morning, pretty well through the charts that we have available at this point. The only thing still trading is the pound Aussie. And of course the 10 a.m. crude session, but I don't think I'm getting enough data to be doing anything with that at the moment. So I will bid everybody farewell. Good trading the rest of today, and I will see you. Troy RI1 will be in tomorrow morning at 9:30 for the regular Wednesday morning session, and 10:30 for the crude oil inventory report. Everybody have a safe and enjoyable afternoon, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Yeah, I haven't stopped out either, Don. Of course, I'm pretty sure I'm not seeing the data that I should be. Yeah, in fact, I'm sure I'm not seeing the data that I should be seeing. So we will see everybody tomorrow. Have a good one.